this is my progress so far. Now, I'm kind of hoping that all of this is in, because genuinely I cannot see a thing. Let's see. Right. Is that the right way around? Hi and welcome to episode 93 of the Arya Bark Podcast. My name's Caroline and I'm coming to you today from my home in Fife in Scotland. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's great to have you here. How are we all doing? I hope you're well. I'm going to try, opted there is try to cut out tangents, because I do have a rather lengthy podcast, because I've been casting stuff on, and then I thought, no way, cast anything else on, and then cast on another 3 projects. So in this week's podcast, we have coming in Crafty Goals, going out, StashSmash and whips. In this week's podcast, we have a lot of knitting, and timestamps for each section can be found in the description box below. My plan this year, I was going to say I wasn't going to buy, but let's be honest, that's not going to happen. I started the year bringing in 1 kilogram of wool, as you do. I'm going to be more thoughtful with my purchases, with the exception of Monday, because all bets are off. So I'm going to continue to purchase the Mandy's clubs. So she has 2 at the moment. She's got the Mystery Mini Club, which she'll put a picture up, and she also has the option this year of having a main skein, which works out great, because for that I picked a project that literally gobbles yarn. So an extra 12 skeins is going to come in really, really handy. So I've ordered that. And she's also doing, if you remember back to Vlogmas, I did say that I was wanting a full skein of the entire Advent. Thankfully, Mandy has been kind to Ryan's wallet and brought that out as a club. Obviously, Ryan was very, very happy. Ryan just expected me to every month order an extra 3 skeins and get Mandy to custom dye the Advent. So he's kind of happy. That was ordered at the beginning of January. I did get it. So that's literally what's going to happen with my yarn purchases. I'm going to try and keep my yarn purchases to just specifically something that I need for a project. I know I could technically keep buying and then just put projects attached to the bill, but I'm going to try not to. I'm going to be really good. I'm going to try not to. It's just literally specific stuff. Do you want to see what I've purchased? Well, I can show you some of what I've purchased. Mandy's yarn you will see later on, because they are actually in a project, so rather than going through it all, just know I did buy it. Mandy's was 500 grams in 2,000 metres. You'll be able to see 400 metres of it when I get to those projects. However, my first purchase was the Yarnsmiths Merino Sock Superwash. This is in 2K Treble Zero, which is the black. And I specifically purchased, now it seems a lot buying 1 kilogram of black wool. However, I made a mistake with a project. You will see the project coming up. Rather than starting this in DK, I was a teeny bit impatient and decided to start it in 2 strands of 4-ply held double. 2 strands of 4-ply, which brought it up to the DK-ish. Now, I never thought this through, and obviously the project that I'm using it for is crochet. So it's going to use a lot more yarn. So I've literally went through, I think I had about 3 or 4 spare skeins of the black that I was planning on using on something else. I ended up having to use it in this blanket, and then I had to go order another kilogram. So, black. There is a couple of projects that I've got. It's no... Let's be honest, if I don't use the full 10 balls, technically 5, because I'm holding it double. If I don't use the full amount, it's not as if it's going to go to waste, because I can always use it in other projects. So that is all I've brought in. So obviously, don't get me wrong, bringing in 6,000 metres in January isn't fantastic, but I'm hoping at some point that will go. So I have brought in 1.5 kilograms of yarn. Well done me. So much for me, no, I'm going mental, but whatever. Now, I do have yarn adjacent. It's not yarn, but it's other stuff. So, Ryan gave me a £200 Amazon voucher. With that, I bought some yarn adjacent stuff. So the first thing I bought, I really should read the descriptions of stuff before I start adding things to basket. I bought this. This is the Knit Pro Denim Special Collection. It is for small circumferences. So in the packet, well, in the wee wallet, you get, I need to find, my 3.5's disappeared, I need to go find that. You get teeny tiny knit needles, so that's it there, and you get 2 cords. Now I purchased this specifically for doing sleeves. So this is the sleeve size. Sleeves and hats, I guess, would work. So just screw this on. So there's like a hat size. And then there's one smaller which does for like sleeve cuffs and stuff. So I tried it. Not going to lie. Nope. Don't like this. It wasn't great, to be honest. I didn't enjoy it. Now, I think part of the reason is I do have wooden Tunisian hooks and I love it. Absolutely adore the wooden Tunisian hooks. I prefer metal needles. It's just me, I just prefer metal needles. These, the work in a pinch. I think I might need to cast a project on with them and just persevere. But I was getting to, I can't even remember what I was knitting on. Was that a hat? Maybe a hat, I think. Whatever I was knitting on, it just wasn't fun. For that yarn and the needles, it just wasn't a nice combination. But I have purchased this. I'll persevere and see how we get on. Now, my next purchase, I liked it that much, I bought 2. Didn't even know I've got 2. These are circular needle holders, however, like for fixed circulars. However, what I'm planning on using them for, as you can see, it comes, it's like a wee cloth ring binder, and it comes with these plastic envelopes which you can zipper closed. Is that open? Yeah. You can zipper open. Now, what I'm planning on using with this is I'm going to have my cords put in here. Now, I have my Tunisian set from Knit Pro. I've got the 2 sets of what are basically Knit Pro Novas, but it was done for drops. I've got them. I've got my Mindful cables, which love the Mindful needles. The cables are a joke, I'm not going to lie. Not a fan of the cables. Plus, I've already purchased a ton of additional cables. So my plan is to keep the cables in these wallets so they're all together. So I know exactly what's missing. What I'll do is I'll put a wee sticky label on to see what size. I'll put a wee note cards, and I'll put in a bit like a library card about where my cables are, because I have this issue just now where I cannot find, there's a whole ween of needles that I've lost, there's another ween of cables, so it's to try and get that curtailed. Next is the books. Now, I'm pretty sure my Amazon delivery driver hates me with a burning passion. Rather than buying just a couple of books and thinking about the poor man's back, I bought 2 paperbacks, a planning book, and then he was not a happy Charlie. So the first book is this one. This is Mosaic Charts. It's a directory for Mosaic charts and knitting and crochet. It's nice. Look, you get different charts in it. Like this one, it'll tell you the knitted version, then it tells you the instructions for the crochet version. It's nice. It's a nice thing to have if I'm just wanting to play about. So that was my first purchase. Next, I don't know where this came from, the idea that I had. At the end of last year, I was going over what my personal goals were, what crafty goals I was wanting to set myself, and I had this wee idea, and I don't know what this seed was dipped in, but it literally just went and now I'm obsessed. I want gnomes. Lots of gnomes. I want a family of gnomes. I want a village. I want a planet of gnomes. So, I do have a couple. Now, this is the Gnomes of Grimblewood. It is by Sarah. Is it Skira? I apologise. There's the name. She's on Instagram. Our gnomes are epic. I do have a couple of her patterns already. I'd already got them. And I think one of them's Choose Your Own Gnome. I've had that for a while. And then there was another one. And I think, I can't mind if it was on Instagram or on Ravelry, I'd seen like a pumpkin gnome. And I was like, oh, decorative gnomes. That's it. So I purchased this book, which is really, really good. I was mostly just looking at like the pictures and was like, isn't that stunning? However, the other night, I was waiting on my computer sorting itself out. And I started actually reading these bits. So this is Nolan. Okay, he's the swirly gnome. Like, their stories are just hilarious. Absolutely love it. Now, the lovely Sarah very kindly lets you know how to... There's a whole section at the front of this book where it tells you how to mix and match. So, I could have... I'm trying to get back to Nolan. I could have Nolan, however, change it out for Natalia's hat, Or I could have Natalia with Nicole's hat. She gives you a lot of information. I did purchase, I don't know where it is, it's under, I've got a pile of stuff sitting here. I did buy the weighted fibre fill so that they'll sit properly, because that's the one thing she does recommend, is having weighted fibre fill. She gives you directions for making short arms, medium arms and long arms. She has video tutorials on her patterns to show you how to construct it. Look, this is what I'm wanting. See? That's what I want. I've already picked my Valentine's present, which is, she has 2 ebooks. I think both of them were for Jimmy Bean Wool, I think. So Ryan's going to get them. So I'm going to have a collection of gnomes. So that's it. Highly recommend this book. It's lovely. A few Zoom ladies are going to go, why did you buy them? Really? For my next purchase. Because I have absolutely nothing nice to say about the first book, so then buy the second. It is another 52 weeks of socks. At this point, I'm just collecting them. It is volume 2. Haven't I anything from volume 1? No. I do have an app on my phone where I can scan the book. I pretty much just bought it so that I have the 2 books. This falls into, I want to have, I really do like them. I have wool from Mandy that would look stunning in them. Absolutely stunning. One of which, I'll go into more details later, but I want to have 365 pairs of socks. So I need to have material for it. So it's alright, the pictures are nice, some of the socks are alright, some of them are a bit, really, but that's just my personal opinion. The next one is 10,000 Knitted Hats. I have decided I need to have hats. However, I need to have acrylic hats because I am now very, very allergic to anything wool. Alpaca, llama, camel. I don't know how I'm going to get through spinning because a lot of my fibre is non-superwash. The lovely Ryan bought me 3 skeins of yarn before I bought this book. I have made one hat and I'm making mitts with the other 2. However, I do have some really nice acrylic. So the way this book works, sorry, I never said who it was by. It's by Jo Allport. Basically what happens is, so you get your book, and I need to skip through the first couple of pages to get it to where you pick. Right, so you get to here, and you go, I wonder what top I'll have. I'm going to have a 4-point broken rib decrease, which is that one. And it's like, what's the main body going to be? Now obviously this does involve imagination, which apparently Ryan doesn't have, because I showed him and he was like, why would you have a blue hat with a grey body and an orange bottom? That's just minging. It's like, no Ryan, you pick the colour you're using. Boo. I'm going to have it with the grass tuft stitch, which is that one. And then for the ribbon, I'm going to do a lace rib. Do you actually think that's going to work? No, I don't. let's be honest, that combination is actually nice. But it does have different... That one technically could work. It has different ribs. You have different bodies. And it's got different decreases. Obviously it would look nicer if it was all matching. So I bought that to give it a try because I want to make more hats because I need to protect my ears. So that is my purchases. Next, pattern purchases. I won a pattern from the lovely Denise over at Dear Designs. I picked Ricane by Christine Danae. This is for a DK jumper using 3.75 and 4mm needles because I want to make more garments. Not necessarily this year, but at some point I want more garments. So that was a pattern that I chose. It's been in my queue for a bit, so I decided to last for that. So massive thank you to Denise for that. I will get it cast on at some point. I decided this year to purchase again Stephen West's Year of Socks 2025 because I'm wanting to make more socks. I need to buy more sock patterns apparently. The first one has come out. It is the Stripe Step socks, which is finger and weight pattern. I haven't actually cast these on yet, mainly because I don't know if I want to. I've got the patterns. If I choose to knit them, then fine. The connivers just sit. Now, the Year of Socks is €38 or £33.51. I purchased it when it was on, was it pre-release? I got it at a discount basically. I never paid £38 for it. I have it on good authority that Ryan no longer has time to watch the podcast. So I'm kind of hoping that that is still the case. Because my next pattern, when I didn't so much, I fell head first, feet first, into this rabbit hole. For anyone who's been here for a while, you all know Ryan loves spiders. So much so he bought us one for Christmas. That will be coming up very shortly. For Valentine's Day, I'm going to make him Spidey Gnome. Obviously, he's going to be weighted. He can have it in his van. It can sit in his van. It'll be lovely. So, that's the plan. Now, this is knit by... this is designed, was the word I was looking for, no knit, designed by Sharon Mooney. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It is $4 or £3.38. It's a DK weight pattern, which I have an abundance of. The next pattern is Someone to Write Gnome About. This one is by Sarah. We all know I can't say her name. Who has Imagined Landscape. That's the one that I'm doing for January. Now, in the next section, I'll talk about the make-alongs I'm taking part of. Sarah is doing a make-along. She's been doing it for a while, where you make a gnome every year. Yes, every year. You make a gnome every month. Not every year, every month. Knock, who is the gnome featured in this one. I'm going to be making myself a knock. Myself and Master Ryan are going to go to IKEA, and above, I've got a Kallax unit as you come in the door. There's space above that where I can get a shelf unit. I'm going to get a rather small shelf unit to sit on top, and all my gnome family can sit up there. That's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. Knock uses, you can use either fingering weight, DK weight, iron weight. You can literally use whatever weight you want, and it will depend on how big he is. I am doing it in fingering weight just now, just so I can get it done. You will see him coming up later on, and I'll discuss it more then. It uses between 2.5 and obviously whatever size will you need. My next one, which I know Heather's going to laugh because I don't know how I started missing Ailbíona's weekly newsletter. But clearly I've missed a couple, because there's a couple of patterns that she's brought out that I was like, oh, I didn't know that was coming. So the first one, well, I've only bought one. I'm buying more later in the week. But the first one that I bought was this one. This is Tweed Party Socks by Ailbíona McLochlainn. Part of my goals is to knit more Ailbíona patterns, knit more Stephen West patterns, have an own family, that sort of stuff. This, like all Ailbíona patterns, when I buy them, I feel that I should don a black and white stripy jumper and put a mask on my eyes to hide my identity, because I feel like I'm robbing her. Now, this pattern is €4.50 or £3.90. Now, in that pattern, you get instructions for making fingering weight socks, sport weight socks, and DK weight socks. It goes from a child size up to an adult size and everything in between. Absolutely fantastic pattern. Now, I'm pretty sure this one is cuffed down. If I remember rightly, it's cuffed down socks. But I will have a correction corner next week if I actually find that it goes both ways. But I'm pretty sure it's cuffed down. That is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, and that you can also buy from Ailbíona's website. Anything that I speak about will be linked down below. So that's what I've been buying. A wee bit spendy, no awfully spendy though. Getting into goals and stuff. This year, I'm not participating. Well, let's be honest, I very rarely. I start participating in McLochlainns and then it drops off. There are 4 that I'm definitely taking part in. The Topping Off Mile, which I still haven't put my pictures in, and this is the problem. I have a plan and I work to that plan, and then I just don't finish the plan. So I have got 2 projects that I can stick in to the Topping Out Mile, which is being run by Belinda over at Belinda's Baubles, and the lovely Mandy from Micey's Makes. Belinda is also lovely. I love Belinda to bits. You get to double dip in this. You can put it in Belinda's thread over in Ravelry and put it in Mandy's thread. So I just need, the pictures are there. That's the thing. The pictures are there. All I need to do is actually upload them. So that runs from the 1st of January to the end of March. I can't remember how many days are in March. Whenever the last day of March is. So that's my plan. Now I do have, I think it's 7. I'm pretty sure it is 7 projects that I'm going to get done by then. However, been a bit flighty and haven't been feeling the greatest at the beginning of this year. So not got as much done as what I hoped. There's a couple of projects that I definitely do want to get finished. There is still the chance of that happening. The next one is the 12 Cast Ons of 2025, run by Ange over at Yarn and Yarns. I have cast all 12 of my projects on. Basically what I do is, in between Christmas and New Year, Christmas Day and Boxing Day I will pick the projects. Obviously, mostly because I'm Andrews and all I've got is my laptop. I've not got any moustache. So I will pick out a list of projects that I want to make. I will then come home and then pick the projects that I've got the yarn for. So that's what I did this year. There was a slight issue with one of the projects that I picked where I will make it in that yarn. However, I just wasn't feeling it and decided to cast on another project instead. You'll see that one coming up later on. So I have got them cast on. This is pretty much what the podcast is going to be about, is all them. The last one is, and it is Imagined Landscapes. There you go, Year in Gnomes by Sarah. We've already deciphered, I can't pronounce this surname. I'm sure it's Skira. I'm sure it is. I'll need to go back and see if she says what her name is. From Imagined Landscapes. This is where you knit a gnome every month, so that's my plan. That's the make-alongs that I'm taking part in, and I've got my own one, my wee personal make-along, wearing it 365 pairs of socks. Clearly no this year, but get my total of socks up. So that's the make-alongs that I'm taking part in. It's only 3, it's not 4, it's 3. My actual goals. The first one is to participate in the Ravelry Project Challenge. This year my challenge is going to be 32 projects. Now, we're not going to discuss what happened last year because that was an epic disaster. I didn't meet any goals last year, it was horrendous. The next one is to craft from my stash. For the most part, I do. My goal is to craft between 15,000 and 25,000 metres. Slightly attainable. I know I can definitely get to 15,000. Whether I can get to 25,000 is completely different, but I'm making a lot of blankets this year. I want to make progress on my Stephen West Fest, which is I want to cast on 6 new Stephen West projects. I have cast on so far 4. Now, the other 2 spaces is made up of the 2025 MCAL and Nancy's birthday cast on. We all know Nancy for Kitty Scrapper Podcast. Loves Stephen West, as we all do. And for her birthday, I don't know if that was just last birthday or we're going to make it an annual thing. However, I personally am going to make it an annual thing. For Nancy's birthday, I'm going to cast on a Stephen West project. She can give me parameters. So, that's my goal. You will see all of the projects, the 4 projects that I have cast on in the whip section. The next one is also Stephen West focused. I want to finish my current Stephen West cast-ons. Now, when I made that goal, I kind of forgot that at the time I had 2 Stephen West blankets. I now have 3 Stephen West blankets. Seriously, how many Stephen West blankets do you need? Projects I have cast on. The Rain or Shine blanket. That possibly could happen. That really could happen. But ones that I definitely want to get finished this year is the Paint and Waves cowl, the Earth and Sky shawl, which was Nancy's birthday cast on last year. The Dustland blanket, which I had to rip out and I'm just at the beginning. I doubt that's going to get finished. The Dustland cowl, to be perfectly honest, I might possibly rip out. I love the premise of it. I'm not by any means enjoying the yarn. I think what I might do is get either Andrew or Ryan for my birthday to buy me yarn specifically for that, and I might recast that on for Nancy's birthday. That might be a plan. The Unicorn Parallelograms, which was my Advent project, still not finished. The main body of it is finished. We'll get to that later on. Me and Stephen had a falling out. I don't know if Stephen West knows that falling out with him, but me and him had a falling out. The Brioche Break sweater, I know for a fact I can get finished. The Exploration Station, I know for a fact I can get finished. And the Prowl socks, I know for a fact I can get finished this year. And then I cast on the Brioche Chevron blanket, which I'm kind of hoping to get finished this year, but seriously doubt if I will. So that's the finishes. Next, I want to finish 6 pairs of socks. Now, I said 6 and then added in another 2, but that's different. So there's 2 separate socks goals that I've set. I need to finish 6 pairs of socks. Now, there's caveats to this. The socks have to be for me. I think that's the only caveat. It's got to be for me. Socks for Andrew and Ryan don't count at all. As I said before, I do have a ton of sock patterns, so that's not going to be a problem. I need to finish 2 pairs of Christmas socks. That again shouldn't be that difficult. Both of them have been cast on. One of them I don't actually know if it's Christmassy. I'll be honest. It either has to be a Christmas pattern or a Christmas colourway. One of them is a bit borderline, so that might need to shift into just the 6 pairs of socks. And then there's decorative gnomes. I really want decorative gnomes. I want everywhere to be covered in gnomes. All along here, along there, all up there, all at my desk, all that entire shelf up there, an entire home up there. Yes, so that's the plan. That is my goals. The first project that I finished this year was cast on. I can't actually remember when I cast it on. I'll be brutally honest, I don't know. It was at the end of the year, and it is a Barley DK by Tin Can Knits. Finished it. My first hat. I need to fix my hair. Now, I'll show you what I mean. Actually, I'll show you what I mean. I've ordered more buttons for my hats because I don't have... The only buttons that I've got are buttons for projects. This is what I finished. The wool is lovely. So that's it here. I put it on and I was like, no, that isn't... That needs a pom-pom. So I added a button. And I'm never getting that back in. I did not think this through, people, when I took this off, because it took me ages to get it in. So I added a pom-pom, and it's quite secure, which is nice. I need to fluff it. The pom-pom needs fluffed. Absolutely love it. This is using, now I don't have this because I put the ball away. What an idiot. I'll stick a picture in. This is using Kinko Beaches DK shade 4284, which is Panama Beach. It's a 77, no 77 anything. It's a 70% acrylic and 30% nylon. You get 254 metres and 100 grams. I use 34.63 grams or 87.96 metres. It's nice. It does for taking the dog for a walk. It uses a 3.5 for the brim and a 4mm for the body. Well done me, that's my hair messed up. So that is this one. So that's my first finished object. My next finished project is a pair of socks. I'll do it that way because that's where this is where it was the last time you saw it. These are the Cherry Pie socks by Debbie Ford. It is a free part. Both the Barley and the Cherry Pie socks are free patterns on Ravelry. Sorry, I meant to say that. Modifications, I did put the integrated heel in. That was the only modification. Again, I don't have the ball band for this yarn. This was done in the U Fairy by Rosie's Knitting Shed. It's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 400 metres and 100 grams. I used a 2.25mm needle and I used 83.26 grams or 333.04 metres. Absolutely love them. I do now need to get them washed. So that means I have crafted 107.89 grams or 421 metres. For the end of January, that's no fantastic. There is still a few days left that I can up that total if I can get the Stephen West, my Advent project finished. So I'm no horrendously worried. My goal, as I said, is to craft 25,000 metres in 2025. Obviously, I hadn't finished anything. I have finished so far 421 metres. Right, so when I'd originally done this, I was like, that's weird, I've not done my target. And I'm looking at it just now. Previous outgoing, nothing. Clearly. Used 421 metres. total outgoing 24,579. It's like, that'll be a no. Total outgoing is 421 metres. Previous incoming, nothing. I've added 6,000 metres, which means my total incoming is 6,000 metres. And to target, I have 24,579 metres. I've not finished any crochet projects. I've knitted 421 metres. I've not spun anything, and I've not woven anything. The Ravelry Project Challenge. My challenge is to craft 32 projects in 2025. I've crafted 2. So I'm sitting at 6%. I'm not overly concerned. I think I possibly could, as I said, get the total up. I think I worked it out. I need to craft at least 2,000 to 3,000 metres a month. Which, considering... Right, shows you how much of a number nerd I am. I totaled up the average total for each project that I have. I now have 30 something projects. I totaled up how much yarn would I use if I actually finished everything that was on there, and I think it came to something like 46,000 metres. I was like, yay! Now, do I think that I'm going to be able to craft 14 blankets? No. In all honesty, I'm not going to be able to do that. However, I am wanting, that was one goal that I missed. I am wanting to get my projects down. So this year, the rule is I need to finish 2, which I broke literally within a week. So that wasn't good. So my plan is I need to finish 2 projects before I'm allowed to cast one on. Now, I am aware that the lovely Miss Tonya is planning a cast on party in the next couple of months. So, I need to get 2 projects finished. Now, I know for a fact I could technically finish off the unicorn parallelograms. I don't know what other project is sitting close enough to the end that if I just pushed through, I could get done. The Cush leg blanket. That was brought out to be an Advent project. If I worked that as I finish a section every single day, I could technically have the blanket finished by the end of March, and there's my 2 projects. So that might be a plan. We'll see. Back in September. August? Was it August? No, it was September. We had planned, myself and Ryan had planned to meet up with some of the Zoom ladies and attend the Southern Wool Show in Newbury's up here, never mind. Geologically challenged. Newbury. Nope, done it again. Was it Newbury? Can't remember. I'll put wherever that we were supposed to meet up. The week before, was it the week before? 2 weeks before, Ryan's dad passed away. The week before, the car sprouted a horrendous oil leak. And by the time we paid, I don't know if it's the same in England, but up here, there's certain costs that need to be paid in order for a cremation to happen. Because obviously he planned his own funeral, and part of that was he wanted to be cremated, but you need to pay the cremation fee. Now luckily we did have money there. What we didn't have money for then was the car sprouting this horrendous oil leak. So although it was sad that I wasn't seeing the gorgeous Mandy and the lovely Nancy, and I was very excited because I was going to get to give you a hug. As disappointed that I was that we never got to see them, I did get to go to a yarn show. I had an absolutely brilliant time. However, I did come across a designer that honestly, I hadn't heard of her before. However, I fell down that rabbit hole quite quickly. Now, she brought out a pattern. Now, I'll stick a picture in of the actual completed pattern. This is the Craft Mosaic Afghan by Abby McIntyre from Get Your Hook On. Now, this is inspired by, there's a shop in a town very, very close to us that done crystals and witchy stuff and tarot cards. Loved that shop. We didn't realise the shop had shut. So when we seen this, I thought, I need to get it because I loved that shop. Sorry, I want to see. So this is it here. See if I do it that way. So it starts here and goes down. I've done the first and the second shelf. I'm about to start the third. Not going to lie, absolutely love it. Now, this is a project that I'm holding double. So I've got my 2 balls of Yarnsmith's merino sock and I'm holding them together. Works out pro. The other yarn that I'm using, Stylecraft Life Changes. It is a acrylic and wool blend, which is possibly why I sneeze every time I work on this. You get 298 metres and 100 grams. It is shade, there we go, 2702, which is corals. I have a ton of this. I do have enough to make the full blanket. It does take a bit of time to work on it. I'm going to use, I got these for my birthday for Denise. It's the Arya Bark Designs stitch markers. So I'm going to stick this on to mark where I was. Now I'm just going to work on this as and when. My plan is to work on a blanket. Now I've worked on this the most of January. Obviously once I got the yarn, I've worked on it most of January. So the plan will be to put that now into rotation, depending on what I'm doing. That uses a 4mm hook and a 3.5 for the border. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry and also I think either on Etsy or Abby's website. All the details I'll link down below. Modifications, I think that was made in, the original I'm sure was made in Arran. I've made it in DK. Obviously it's not really going to be a blanket, it's more decorative than anything else. Next project is the Unicorn Parallelograms by Stephen West. This was my Advent project for 2024. I can't even remember where you saw it last. This is the end of Wales. This is day 25, I think. I think I'd originally thought what I'll do is I'll put the 25 days in and then I'll go around it and border it. I didn't do that because by the time I got to here, I had lost the will to live. This thing is massive. Absolutely huge. I am going to have to give this to Andrew and block it in his haul because Andrew has a massive, great big long haul. I'm going to have to get it to Andrew to block because this thing is massive. Now, as I said earlier, me and Stephen had a falling out. There was lots of sweary words. I may or may not have called him a sadistic bad word. I've basically to go round this entire thing and double crochet it. Now, I'm sure the pattern says, I can't even remember, I'm sure the pattern says I have to do it more than once. And I said to Mandy, I doubt I'll be able to manage. I think what I might do is do it once and call it quits. So I've got this much left of the first side. I don't think it should take that long to do the top. The top's already been done. I don't think it's going to take me that long to do this side. The other side, I'm just dreading. But that's all I've got to do. And then it's finished. I'm pretty sure it's finished. I don't think I asked for an I-cord bind off on it. I am literally going round it once and then that's it. Normally I'm a stickler for doing what the pattern says. Actually, I'm going to check and see what the pattern actually does tell you to do for it. I accidentally deleted my knit companion and now half the patterns that I'm using aren't even on here anymore. The other problem is he wants me to use a 2.5mm needle crochet hook. So it's like, honestly, it's horrendous. So he'd want me to do 2 rounds of single crochet, double crochet all the way around it. Double crochet UK terms, single crochet American terms. That's not going to happen, Stephen. I'm sorry, it's no. No, I'm not. I'm just going to do one and that'll be it. It's done. The Unicorn Parallelograms is a paid for pattern on Ravelry or on the West Knits website. It is €7 or £6.17. As I said, I was using the Mouse Witch Yarns 2024 Adventure Around the UK mini set, and it's being done in the main skein. I can show you the main skein. There's the main skein. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I adore it. It's a 75% Superwash Merino, 25% nylon. You get 80 metres and 20 grams or 400 metres and 100 grams. I also added the mini skeins from the sock set into it, so it's absolutely massive. It's only supposed to be 18 sections long. I've got something like 28. It's massive. Huge. The needle's still there. I'm just going to finish this whenever. The first project that I cast on from the 25 cast ons, I've not done a lot in this, I will be brutally honest. I've stuck a picture in because like basically all I've got is that. Really didn't think this project out when I cast it on. This is number 48-22 Mary Mistletoe by Drops Design. Yeah, this is a 1x1 ribbed sock. Clearly didn't think about that before I cast it on. It's as dull as dishwater. Now, I had originally thought what I could do is I'll just cast on using, because it's cuff down, I'll cast on using a 9-inch circular, just do a massive great big sock, that'll be fine. However, then I had the sudden realisation, if I do that, my socks are going to be 2 different sizes. It always happens when I do it that way. The socks are 2 different sizes. So I've decided I'm just going to bite the bullet and I'm just going to knit them. Actually goes that way. I'm just going to knit them at the same time. I'm just going to do it 2 at a time. I am using, it is Yarnsmith Merino Sock Superwash. It is 400 metres and 100 grams, and this one is shade 2G810, which is, if I believe, Mistletoe Magic. So that was the reason why I picked this yarn with that pattern. It's just going to stripe, basically. Yeah, it's there. So that's it there. Yeah, dull as dishwater. The pattern itself was simple enough. I just don't like rib. And the problem that I now have about 4 or 5 patterns that are basically just rib. So it's kind of irritating. Next year I do need to do better in picking patterns that aren't similar. Modifications, the plan is I'm going to put the integrated heel into that sock, because I do prefer it. I'm using a 2.25mm needle, and the Merry Mistletoe is a free pattern on Ravelry. I'm just going to use my wee teeny tiny toast. So I've used my teeny tiny toast, and I'll just work on that when it comes up. The next project is simple. Again, this is holding yarn double. Now, I do have it on kind of short needles. I have it on a short circular. This is the Flax DK. Sorry, it's all bunched up around this end. I haven't put the neck in. I'm planning on picking that up once I separate for the sleeves and I finish this ball. I think what I might do is go back and do the ribbon. I might actually pick it up now, to be honest. The Flax DK does say that you have the option where you can start off doing the rib, the collar, or you can go back and pick it up. I chose to go back and pick it up just to get a wee bit more stability. So I might actually do that first. Pick it up and just do the collar. I am making, I don't know what size I'm making. This is shocking. I've not even said. And I doubt very much if there's any point looking up what size I'm making. No, because that's not even in it either. Well done, me. Congratulations, you're an idiot. I'm sure it's either a large or an extra large that I'm doing. But yeah, just working it. This, I'm just going to leave. I can't leave that marker there because that's the beginning round marker. Well done. Purchased these from Denise. It's little sheepies. Wee sheeps. I'll stick a wee sheep on here to mark where I was. Right, so I've stuck it there on the front. And he's showing his bum. Stuck it there. This is using Woolly Knits 4-ply cone in the shade, I'm sure it's Mallow Pink. It's 100% acrylic. You get 2,350 metres in a 500 gram cone. All I done was split it off into 2 cakes, and I'm just knitting from the centre and from the outside, and this is pretty much the fabric that I'm getting. Yeah, that's the fabric that I'm getting. So that'll come out with McLochlainn. Nice enough pattern, it's really simple. I do recommend the Flax, the Tin Can Knits Simple Collection patterns. They are so nice to work on. My next pattern is again another Tin Can Knits pattern, and it's also a free pattern. Right, this is the pattern where you can decide, does this look Christmassy to you? So I'll show you the back of them first. Answers in the comments below. Is this Christmassy? I can't decide. Originally I thought yes, now I'm not so sure. This is Rye Worsted again. This is DK. It's a free pattern. Modifications that I'm planning on making onto this is I am planning on putting in the integrated heel. Unlike my normal socks where I normally do it toe up, these are cuffed down, so I'll be able to use the other pattern. These are relatives, they are not exact. I don't care if they don't match, I'll be honest. I just don't have time to be sitting mucking about with getting things to match up. I am using Drops Fiesta. I'm kind of worried I'm not going to have to finish my feet. Drops Fiesta in shade 19, which is berries and cream. It's a 75% wool, 25% nylon. You get 110 metres and 50 grams. Obviously I do have 2 balls. Now, I used a 3.25mm for the cuff, and I am currently using, just checking, a 3.75mm for the leg and the foot. And the world's longest cable that is getting on my nerves. I'm pretty sure 2040 I'm not 100% sure how much more I've got to go on this. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm kind of getting to the stage where I need to be binding it off. Actually, I am at the stage where I need to put the heel in. However, I don't know if these socks are long enough. I will be honest, I don't think these socks are anywhere near long enough. Excuse me, caller, I will be with you shortly. I am going to check Ailbíona's pattern and see which she says a good size for a sock is. Because, to be honest, I think they're too short. I think the leg of my boots are going to cover them. I think what I might do, just to be on the safe side, because I'm at 6.5 inches, I think what I might do is I might go to 7. Just to be on the safe side, that it's actually going to come up over my boots. So, that's that one. Again, that's one that I could possibly get finished. Because the heels shouldn't take me that long to finish. And then it's just knitting for the foot. So, I'm kind of hoping this one will get finished. That one should get finished by... Well, say next... I'm not going to say next week, because I doubt very much it will be. My next project is, again, another new cast on. I don't know why I said another new cast on, because obviously all these are new cast ons. Number 4 in the 12 Cast Ons 2025, and this is the Exploration Station by Stephen West. I am typical, I'm in the middle of a row. Well done, me. This one already has a stitch marker attached, so that works fine. So this is it here. How stunning is this? So I'm going to steal the stitch marker from this, and I'm going to move it up, because that was just to show where the front was. So I've moved the stitch marker up. Now, I was a little bit concerned, because see this here, this one here, it's got black bits in it, and I was kind of concerned because I'm already using a black, it might clash. But see, to be honest with you, absolutely stunning. Now, I am using, we have Yarnsmith's Merino Sock in black. We have, this was a gift from the lovely Raylene. It is upside down, Mothy and the Squid, and it is Midnight Sky. It's sparkly, it's blue and black, it's awesome. I think that is making, to be honest, I think that does make these two pop. Absolutely love it. This one is Countess Ablaze. Oh, I really should have went through what that was. The Merino Socks are 75.25. The Mothy and the Squids are 75.25. The Countess Ablaze is a 75 BFL, 25% nylon. You get 420 metres. 424 metres and 100 grams. So that's that one. The next one is this one. This is Mousewitch Yarns, Bleak Midwinter. And again, this one's a 75.25. It's a 400 metres and 100 grams. All the 75.25s are 400 metres and 20 grams. With the exception of the Countess of Blaze one. Love it. So that's it here. Do I think I'll be able to get this finished by the end of March? Probably not. I'm going to keep working on it. The plan is just keep plodding on with projects. Obviously I'm wanting it finished by the end of this year. I don't think I'm going to be getting it finished for the make-along. The Exploration Station is a pay-for partner on Ravelry is €7 or £6 and 7 pence. I am using a 3.75 metre needle. My next project, I adore. No, well, I absolutely love it. This is the Brioche Break jumper. So this is the Brioche Break. This is by Stephen West. Again, it's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It is from the Brioche Break ebook. The pattern is €7 or £6.07. I have done, now I've used 3 colours for this. The cuffs, all the ribbon is going to be done in this because it's sparkly and I like sparkly. So the ribbon will be done in Woolcraft Diamonds DK. It is shade 2000 and it's the black multi-sparkle. So if you can see, there's different colours. A gold and silver sparkle on it. I think it's just gold and silver. So that's going to be the neckband, the bottom band and the 2 cuffs. Next is the purple, which is Woolcraft New Fashion Double Knitting in shade 718, which is purple. Oh, the Diamond DK is 95% acrylic, 25% metallic. You get 270 metres and 100 grams. The Woolcraft is 100% acrylic. You get 300 metres and 100 grams. And this is the same. It's another New Fashion DK. This is shade 241. And this one is called Marble. I purchased these from a wool shop in Glasgow where I spent a silly amount of money for jumpers. Absolutely loved it. The woman was absolutely lovely. Practically cleared her shop out. I am about to put the second of that, and I think there's about 2 or 3. I think you repeat that twice. Or you do that once and then you put the purple in and then you break. I'm very, very close to breaking for sleeves. Problem that I have with these projects is that I accidentally deleted my knit companion, which had all my notes on it. So I now have no idea where I am. So I literally have to go through and fix that. I'm using a 3.75mm for the ribbon and a 4.5mm for the body. Again, just going to work on this when it pops up. Project number 6 is another Stephen West pattern. Right, I was having issues with these. I've had to put them on. There's the small needles. I'm pretty sure that's marking where the cuff finishes. That's marking a pattern repeat. I have absolutely no idea. This is how much I've got done. I got very, very confused with this pattern. I was doing them 2 at a time. I think what I'd done is I automatically done the first half of the sock, and then when I flipped, rather than keeping the pattern going, I started the pattern again, so it made a complete and utter mess. I had to rip both the socks back. So this, I don't know if you can see the pattern or no. Oh, you can on this side, you can see the pattern. So this is the Prill Socks by Stephen West. It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It is €7 or $6. I don't know why that says it's £6.37. It's between £6.07 and £6.37. So that's it there. Would you like my wee cauldron from Mandy? Got that from Mandy. I am using Drops Fiesta, and this is a 75% wool, 25% nylon. You get you get 110 metres and 50 grams, no 200 metres. I am using a 3.5mm. Right, so I might need to go back because I'm doing the entire sock on a 3.25mm. The cuff's supposed to be done on a 3.25mm. This is supposed to be done on a 4. Yeah, I'm going to have to take that back. Well done, me. I might just put it back, or if I'm going to take it back, I'm going to have to take it back to the cuff. So I may as well put it on a metal needles and then do the two of them at the same time. That's that one. It is a nice enough pattern. It's just clearly I'm an idiot. My next project is another free pattern on Ravelry. These are Maize by Tin Can Knits. This is pathetic. Clearly I've not went back to work on these. I think what I'll do is later on I'll work on these. I'll pick out the projects that are pathetic. Projects that need fixed and projects that are pathetic, I'll pick them out first and start working on them. Modifications to this pattern is absolutely none. I have read through it. I'm not going to make any modifications. I am using... This was another Christmas gift for Ryan. This was one of the 3 random balls of acrylic that he bought me. This is Kinko Baby Stripe DK. This it here. Can you just about see what's going to work up? It's just going to be stripy. And this is part of the reason why I started Closing the Will to Live. Because these are 1x1 rib. My Merry Mistletoe socks are 1x1 rib. It's like, peeps, go give me something else to knit on. The baby stripe, I was going to say baby splash, but that's another project. That's done in shade 3604, which is baby blue. It is 100% acrylic. You get 293 metres in 100 grams. I've just split it off into 2 50-gram balls. Now, for these, I have said that I'm not doing any modifications. And these are on the wrong needles as well. These are on a 4. They should be a 3.5. So these are going to have to... I'm going to have to restart these as well. One moment collar to check to see if that just has a really, really shallow rib. Or whether I'm a complete and utter idiot. Right, I don't have to take it back because you start it off on a 4mm. That's fine. You start it off on a 4mm. I wondered, it's my show notes that are wrong because it says that I've used a 3.5. I don't. It's all knit in a 4mm. I'm fine. I can just carry on. This is the beginning. I'm just going to keep carrying on. I'm right at the beginning. I haven't even finished the setup ribbon at the moment. So, yeah, this is another one that I need to get worked on. My next project is, these are the Point Edwards mitts by Fairlight Fibre. I made a pair of these for Ryan and they are lovely. I had to borrow them. I think at the end of last year we went to take the dog to the park. By the time we got down next to the water, it was freezing. So Ryan let me borrow his mitts and I decided, yep, I'm going to be making a pair of these for myself. So this is it here. Now it starts off with, I think it's something like 2-3 inches of rib. 3 inches of rib. I want mine to be longer. So I'm wanting it roughly to come here. So obviously I'm pretty sure that's more than 3 inches. And that works out about 4 inches. I want to make it that wee bit longer. That'll allow me to bring it right up, but it'll also let me fold it over. It'll let me put my mitts over any jumpers or anything that I'm wearing, that sort of thing. This is, again, as you can see, 1x1 rib. See my problem? 1x1 rib again. And I'm doing it for 4 inches. Seriously sadistic. I'm wanting to make it longer in the arms and I'm also wanting to make it, because it normally sits about here, I'm wanting it to come right up. Obviously it can fold down or I can have it so that it's covering my fingers if it's absolutely Baltic. This is another one that I might need to spend a couple of days working on. If I remember correctly, when I made it for Ryan, they were pretty quick to work up. If I stick on an audiobook or something like that, I could pretty much just sit and knit and listen to that while I'm working on it. The yarn is Kinko Baby Splash. If I've got a picture, I'll stick it in shade 91. Nope, start again. Clearly can't read numbers. 4911, which is cloud blue. No, blue cloud. For goodness sake. It's 100% acrylic and you get 293 metres and 100 grams. I am using a 3.5mm needle. Given how much of a show this is, just making sure it's definitely a 3.5mm needle. And again, that's a free pattern on Ravelry. I will link it down below. Again, all I'm going to do is ask myself why. Just why. My next project, I don't know what happened to it. I'll be brutally honest with you, I really don't. This is one that will definitely be getting worked on first. This is Cast On number 10, which is 135-12, which is Woodlands by Drops Design. Can you see a pattern? It's a ribbed blooming sock. I know why I stopped. It suddenly just came to me. I've been sitting looking at this going, why would I stop literally 3 rows in? This pattern is for a cuff down sock. And I started it to up. Now, I'm sitting here thinking, does it really matter? Because it's basically just a rib sock. I might just keep going rather than rip it out. So this is how much I've got done. As you can see, it wouldn't even cover my baby toe. So I'm going to have to work on this. This is using West Yorkshire Spinners Signature Sparkle 4-ply in the shade Yuletide, which is 1208. Every year I buy 3 balls of West Yorkshire Spinners. Every year I make myself, Ryan and Andrew Christmas socks. Well, that's the plan. That's been the plan. Normally either I'll get a pair, or Andrew will get a pair, and Ryan will get a pair, or I'll get a pair and Ryan will get a pair. Very rarely do all 3 years get a pair. I think I need to start in July. That's what I'm going to do. See, if starting July, I'm just going to make Christmas socks. And I'm going to get 3 pairs of socks done. I think what I'm going to do is just carry on doing it toe up. Because I do prefer having it toe up. The Rye socks is giving me anxiety. The fact that I don't know. I like being able to do my foot, do my heel, and then whatever's left of the ball, I can just carry on up my leg. The fact that I can't do that, the fact that I've done it the opposite way, where I've already done the leg, and I'm now at the point where I don't know if I've got enough to do the foot, is kind of giving me a wee bit of anxiety. So I'm just going to carry on doing this toe up. That's possibly why I've done it toe up instead. Obviously, most patterns with a wee bit tweaking can be worked either toe up or cuff down. So I'm just going to do that. Again, it's a rib sock. I doubt this will be finished by Christmas, I'll be honest. I've used a 2.25mm needle. The Woodland socks are a free pattern on Ravelry. The integrated heel socks are a paid for pattern. I'll get into more details about that when I come to the 2 boys' socks. Again, this is now the priority because that's pathetic having that little done. Always have my last 3. Is it the last 3? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the last 3 projects are always Christmas socks for some reason. Cast On number 11 are Ryan's integrated heel socks by Ailbíona McLochlainn. Again, I've got the toes cast on. I've got a wee bit of the main colour in. Again, it is Yuletide West Yorkshire Spinners. The slight difference is Ryan and Andrew's socks will have the contrast colour that they brought out, which is evergreen colour 1235. Again, 75% wool, 25% nylon for the evergreen, 75% wool, 23% nylon and 2% polyester. They're both 400 metres and 100 grams. Again, and Ryan's socks, I've pretty much got his ideal sock pattern, obviously. I know how many, I think it's 70 or 80 rounds on the foot, and then 100 for the leg. So Ryan's pretty simple. This is just going to be the complete integrated heel sock pattern from start to finish. So I'll just keep working on that. Next, we come to Andrew. So at Christmas, Andrew whinged. Completely wrong pattern. Andrew's sock, as you can tell, not even the right pattern. They are Andrew's socks, but they're for last year. The reason why they were sitting next to one another is because at Christmas, I wrapped up Ryan's socks, and obviously opened our presents, and we're sitting, and Andrew's looking, and he's like, anyway, I'm not going to start a fight on Christmas Day, but well seeing who your favourite is. And I was like, what? He's like, do you realise that's now 2 Christmases in a row I haven't had Christmas socks? I was like, you do realise you got put on a sock ban because you felted a pair of socks sitting at you 3 days after I finished them. So he had a bit of a whinge that he wants socks. And I was like, right. I says, last pair of socks that I made, just says, do they fit you fine? He says, well, here's the thing. He basically turned around and said that the socks are getting a bit baggy. He's like, I need them that wide to get over my heel. But when they're on my leg, they just keep sliding. I was like, you're fine. I says, you want me to add some rib on them? He was like, yeah, if you don't mind. So because I'm knitting, I now have 2 pairs of socks on the go. Basically what I've decided to do is knit 2 different types of socks. Both of them are integrated heel socks. Well, using the integrated heel socks measurements. However, one will have ribbon on the front only, and one will be the entire leg's going to be ribbed. To let him see what he feels is better. There may be a third pair where... Right, I'll show you. So this sock has ribbon on the front. This will just be ribbon on the front all the way up. It'll be plain on the back. Obviously, this is the foot. So obviously it's going to be plain on the foot, but the back of the sock is going to be plain. A bit like these ones. So it's just going to be ribbed down the front. This pair, what I've done is the entire foot is stocking stitch, and it's just the leg that's ribbed. However, I have literally just had the thought of doing them a pair where the leg's ribbed, but there's also ribbon on the foot. Yeah, because that's the one that would be in between these. So obviously this is just ribbon on the leg, this is ribbon on the foot going up the leg, and then there'll be one that's ribbon all the way around plus ribbon on the foot. That's the plan. This one again, the evergreen and the Yuletide. The next 2 projects are projects that are using the 2 clubs that I've purchased from Mandy. The first one is using the Advent full skeins that she's brought out this year. So I need to make sure that I get this right. So the first one, I'll show you it that way because there's a whole thing. So this one is Enniskillen Castle. And I should tell you, right, so this entire project is all Mandy's fault. The yarn's Mandy's fault because it's all mouse switch yarn. The pattern's Mandy's fault because I nicked it off of her. So, if I know you all watch Mandy's podcast, so there's not much point saying if you watch Mandy's podcast because you so do. You know, last year she had made a mitered square blanket holding her, was it the variegated or the tonal? Can't remember which one it was, but it was the using her yarn held double to make a blanket. I've stole that, literally the full thing. I think the only difference is she did it on a 3.75. I'm doing it on a 4 because my knitting clearly was bulletproof. You could use it as a shield. I could have sold it to the army as a shield. So this sit here. I have cast on 121 stitches, so that's 60 either side, with one in the centre for the double decrease. That's how much I've got done. You can see how much I had got done. Can you see? That's done. I was literally halfway up it. Ryan was like, oh, that's really nice. I love that. And I thought, that's quite heavy. By the time you add 25 colours in, I know Mandy's only bringing out 24, but I'm planning on using what's left of the main skein. Might need to ask Mandy if she's planning on bringing out 25 colours or just the 24. Doesn't matter. Never mind. Either way, because I'm not going to use that full main skein. So, yeah. So this is the mitered blanket. So that's the first one. It's just held double. I think you can see there. It's held double. Taking it for the centre, for the outside, knitting it together. It is pretty much knitting every round except on the reverse where you get to this stitch and you just purl it. So yeah, loving it. Absolutely adore it. The next one is this one, which I don't know what days these are, to be honest, because I still have the list. I'll put that into this bag so I know what days are which. This one is Cum Edu. Love it. That's stunning. And just to, yeah. Cum Edu. Love it. I can't honestly say that I'm a fan of green. Never have been a massive fan of green. However, that is a really, like, that shade of blue and that shade of green. Love it. Absolutely love it. The last one, because she's doing 3 every month. The last one is this one, which is West Bay in Dorset. So basically all I'm going to do is knit up. In all reality, do I think I am going to be able to knit 300 grams every single month. Possibly if it was the only project I was doing. But it's not. I'm just going to keep a note of how Mandy lays them out. I have placed my order for February. So I'll go in just now and then in a private note I'll put in what they are and I'll just keep working on it. This is a really, really nice project. It doesn't take much thinking. I ripped this out Sunday and this is how much I've got done already. It's literally just an easy project. I didn't even properly rip it out because I did cast it on in a 4mm needle and then went down to the 3.75 so that I had a stretchier edge. So I literally just took it back and then just kept it on the 4mm needle. These are all 75% superwash merino. They're all 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. They're all 400 metres and 100 grams. What I've decided to do now, this is why I was saying that I needed to ask Mandy, because, and then I realised that doesn't matter. 5 times 5 is 25. So if I use the main skein from the original Advent, it means that I can do a 5 square by 5 square blanket. Now, I had literally done about this much. And I was like, oh, this is so squishy. It's going to be fantastic. Absolutely love it. And I'd said to Ryan, come and have a feel of this. Look how squishy this is. Now, bearing in mind, this hasn't been washed. Knit up. Obviously, it's been washed because Mandy washed it. Can't you see it smells amazing? I need to stop rubbing wool on my face. But smells absolutely lovely. And Ryan's like, oh, that's lovely. Is that my blanket? I was like, excuse me? What? He went, is that my blanket? He says, he says, did I not say I'm wanting a blanket? So this is going to be Ryan's blanket. I think I said it's on a 4mm needle. I have left details in my project page in case anybody's wanting to knit this. You could use DK. It would work equally well as in DK. However, I'm nice. So that is the first new blanket. My next project is, I can't show you. Well, I can show you. It's using the Mystery Mini Club from Mandy. This is as much as I can show you because I'm not going to spoil her surprise. This year she's doing a mystery main skein. That's in here. It's been started. What can I show you? I can show you the knitting needles. I'm using 5mm needles. And I can actually show you a picture of the project, but just no mine, which is fine. I do not want to be getting the blame for ruining somebody's surprise. So, stick a picture in. The last project, but it's not the last project I've cast on. It's the last project that I've got in the show notes. Because I did last night update my show notes and then forgot to add a project in. This is the Brio Chevron Blanket by Stephen West. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It is $5 US or £4.22. And the plan for this blanket, obviously I've got I ordered the Mystery Mini Club and I've ordered the Mystery Mini Skein. So my plan was, oh actually there is a yarn I can show you. I'm holding it with an undyed. I do have a pack of undyed yarn sitting here, and basically I'm just, when I need one, I'm winding it up. So this is undyed. It's 75/25. It's 400 metres, 100 grams, and that's been held double. Has it been held double? Yeah, it's been held double. And obviously Mandy's yarn's been held double. Now, I did have a bit of a think last night while I was listening to my audiobook, while I was waiting on Ryan coming in. If I put a stripe in, what I don't want is just to start accumulating a whole load of bits. Now, there's one bag. There's another bag. There is another one sitting next to the chair in the living room. There is a full one of the great big Wool Warehouse bags. one full of them split between 3 other project bags. I am literally drowning in minis. I think at the moment I have somewhere in the region of 700 mini skeins and oddballs. Basically scrappy bits. Rather than ending up with another chunk going into one of the bags, I thought, what could I do? Now, I need this project to end on a main skein, because obviously you're doing the I-cord, you do an I-cord bind off, you do an I-cord cast on, but you also do an I-cord bind off. And I was sitting thinking, how do I get this so that the blanket starts with the main skein and ends with a main skein? And then obviously added in, I'm wanting half this yarn sitting. At the moment, I have roughly just a wee bit bigger than this left in the skein. So when I was listening to my audiobook, it came to me. I could start each section with half the mystery mini full skein, put the 5 colours in, end it with the 5 mystery mini skeins. That way, when it comes to the top, is I'll know how many rows to do and just tweak it so that I have enough left. So that's my plan. You should be able to see, you'll be able to see it in March. Obviously, I'll just keep working on it. I will just show you it whenever. I know Mandy is very apologetic that obviously we can't show it, but at the end of the day, she is my friend. I want to support her. So if she tells me I can't show that on my podcast, then I'm sorry, I'm not showing it on my podcast, because I'm no, as much as I love you lovely people, I love Mandy more. And to be honest, I wouldn't like to think that a friend would do that to me, so I'm not going to do it to Mandy. So you'll see it at some point. It's a blanket, it's squishy, it kind of looks like that, except more awesome because it's all Mandy's yarn. The very, very last project I cast on at 6 o'clock last night. I've not done a lot. I did manage to muck up one part of it. I'll stick a picture in. This is not There's Something to Write Gnome About Gnome. Now, clearly counting to 100 was a bit of an issue for me, because I got to 100 and then realised I had like 3 other stitches, so I've literally had to start pulling it out. Now, I don't know what this yarn is. It was yarn that was gifted to me by a woman up the road. So this is Nock's bum. He's going to be pretty massive. One of the other things that I purchased, this is weighted stuffing. I'll show you on the back. It's literally just wee pellets. I have got wee bags that can stick them in to make sure it doesn't go everywhere. But this is Nock's bottom. I think I'm on the last increase round before I just start knitting. This is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. I may need to tell you more about it later because I didn't put it in the show notes because I was a bit speckled and I wasn't expecting to cast it on last night, but never mind. I am currently on row 33. I'm about to start row 34, which is the increase row. Yeah, I'm about to start the increase row, and then at that point I'd just do 14 rounds for his body. So I'm literally at that last increase row before I start him. I absolutely adore the fact that he's got wee socks. I do have full sets of untouched minis from Mandy. I think they're in here, where it was like a complete set of minis from Mandy, and I could have a Mouse Witch yarn gnome collection. That could be awesome. Basically, I'm just going to have hundreds of gnomes. This is Knock. I'm about to finish his bum. I'll be able to do 4 rows, and then I'm sure the way this works, I do all the knitting, then I construct him, rather than the normal amigurumi type knitting where you stuff it as you're going. So this is his body, this is his hat. He's going to have matching Christmas socks. I will need to knit one of these and wind it up, because I'm wanting to do that as their beard. I don't think I've got any other ones. Oh, actually, if I'm a good girl and get the Cushlag blanket finished, I might be able to use the main skein for that for 2023 to finish, to do beards on, because it's got a sparkly bits in it. It's good. So that is all my projects. Apologies for the long podcast. Some of you like it, some of you don't. You can skip and whatever. Ryan is fine. I will knit back on when Ryan's home and do the drawing for the name of the spider. Hello everybody, it is now back 10. Shut up! It's now the back 10. Ryan is home, we have had dinner, and it is now time to name the spider. Now, slight problem, we still don't know if it's male or female.
I think she's a girl.
I personally, there's certain ways that I look at... Right, I'm just going to say her because it makes it easier. There's certain ways that I look at her that I think definitely female. And then there's other ways that I look at her as like, I think it might be a boy. So, are you wanting to see? Wait a minute to find her. I've lost her. Where is she? So, there she's there. Teeny tiny. That's her house. There's my cup. My cup is actually bigger than her house. What was it? Was it a new tank we were looking for? We were looking at the other tanks.
Oh, yep.
And I think it worked out. The one that I looked at, the one that was like the coffin.
Aye.
Was the size of a tin of juice in the UK. Now, in the UK, a tin of juice is 330ml.
Yep.
This is smaller than a tin of juice. So, Master Ryan, are you wanting to pick names for my spider?
I was waiting on you saying that.
Can you remember when I said, I don't want a spider, this is his? The spider doesn't like him. Who's the spider's favourite?
You.
The spider loves me.
She's in her, she's in her hammock, because she'll be ready for a molt soon, so she'll get bigger. So she's in a wee sort of... Jumping spiders don't spin webs like other spiders. They make wee hammocks, and they live in the wee hammocks.
She can actually get out. I don't know if you'll see it, but in like here, there's a wee gap that she comes out of. Don't you, pretty? Oh, she's so pretty. I'm trying to see if she needs fed. So Ryan.
Yes, names. So I have picked out the following names. If he, she is a boy, I've picked Proby.
I will announce who actually picked them in a minute.
And if she or he is a girl, I have picked Bonnie.
So, Proby was picked by Belinda. Congratulations, Belinda. And the lovely Miss Mandy picked Bonnie. And me being me, we may or may not have been looking to get another one.
Because he or she needs a friend.
He or she needs a friend that is either a she or a he. Mandy and Belinda, can you contact me with your favourite local yarn dyer and your favourite colours, and we will get a nice surprise package sent out to you.
It won't contain a spider.
It won't contain a spider.
Sorry.
I see, you can't send Mandy a spider because, like, she will literally kick the living daylights out of you.
No, I was going to send it for Dave.
Mandy, don't worry. I'll keep him away for Dave.
Spider coming your way.
And there's not a spider coming your way. So, I will be back with you very shortly. Back during the day. Bye! So, congratulations to the winners. If you want to contact me on Instagram, I am hoping to get back into a more regular recording schedule. I do have a lot of projects. I'm hoping to start getting those projects down a bit. It's not that I haven't been knitting. Last year my mojo dropped me off a cliff, and then Millie died, Ryan's dad died. Yeah, so it wasn't fun, peeps. It wasn't fun. There's a lot of family stuff going on, and it just wasn't the best year. Then I wasn't well, and that's dragged on for me. So yeah, and hopefully I will see you back here next week. It may be a slightly shorter week because I think I'm needing to get back into doing it weekly. The plan will be, because I have been thinking, how am I going to work this? And I think what I'm going to do is each month I will work on one of my blankets, and I'll work predominantly on that blanket for the entire month. Obviously this month it's been the craft blanket. I did the other day sit and write out all my current cast ons and the date that they were started. I think what I might do is pick the oldest one and the one that's got the least work on it. So for this week it will be the woodland socks, and off the top of my head I can't actually remember what my oldest whip is. Obviously excluding blankets. The beginning of the month will be for priorities, so like priority knitting. So anything that has a date. So obviously the spider gnome for Ryan, that'll be a priority for the beginning of the month, to get that done in time for Valentine's Day as a handmade gift for him. I hope you have a very pleasant afternoon, evening, whenever, and I will see you back here again soon. Bye!